Hello and welcome to SDNTechForum. This is another video in LoRaWAN IoT series. We are going to onboard a new sensor, soil moisture sensor. What you can see on my screen is a functional dashboard. That means sensor is already onboarded and sending all the data to our application server. So this is the end product. What we are going to do, we are going to work backward, and I'm going to play you a recorded video where we will start from scratch. That means unboxing of the sensor, onboarding it to the TTN network, and doing some testing so that we can have the right level of reading. Out of box is great, but out of box need to make sense for your application, right? So let's go to our video. You can see this is a quick start guide from the makers or manufacturers, ArgoSense. Here you can see it has nicely written. It tells you how to talk to or onboard it to TTN network, how to initialize the sensor. That means you have to install two AAA batteries, press the button, and it will start sending data. Then you go to the application server or network server and register this end device based on this information, the printed information. What are the printed information? You have the DevEUI, the hard-coded DevEUI, you have the AppEUI and AppKey. Some of these values are used for encryption, some are used for authentication. And how you can onboard? You can onboard using two method: static, that means you enter all the information statically or manually, or you can just pick up a template. So here is my TTN screen. We are going a little fast, but you can see this is my TTN dashboard. I have one gateway connected. I have an application organization, and within application organization, I have three end devices onboarded already. We are going to onboard the fourth one now. So let's go ahead and say add. Here you can see register end device within the application. Select the application because you may have multiple application. And as mentioned, you have two options. Either you can select a device repo, Makers Fab or ArgoSense is very popular. That repo is available already here. And once you select the repo, you can select the model because the makers are building a lot of different models. What we are using here, we're using soil moisture sensor. Okay. So that one you can do, or what you can do, you can just put in all the information manually. Frequency plan, as mentioned in quick start guide. If you are in North America, this is FSP2 used by TTN. LoRaWAN version, pretty much everyone is now on 103, and this will be mentioned in the quick start guides itself. So let's go ahead, just fill in three pieces of information what you have on your sticker. Make sure you put the right information or there is no typo or error, because this is very critical. Because whatever you are mentioning here at network level, device is actually coming up with this that value, and if those two values doesn't match, the network server is not going to accept that under your application. So be sure that there is no typo within that string. Once you put in those three values, you can name your end device, give it a some friendly name, and we are back to the ArgoSense quick start guide again. Here you can see press the sensor user button and wait a few seconds after LED flashes. So it gives you an indication from the LED that yes, it's getting connected. Versus we can obviously see it on TTN when the device join the network. You will see all the data. That means what is the SNR and RSSI is looking, and all the network activity. You can see our sensor has registered to the TTN network by sending JoinEUI to gateway, and on network server or TTN side, we can see the network activity. So pretty simple. You can visualize the activity in live data. Here you can see we have activated the device, and after activation, we have seen a few join messages, and then we have got a data message already coming on F port 2. So now let's go ahead and decode one of the message, just payload formatter. So right now you can see this is like a placeholder for the payload formatter. So what we are going to do, we are going to just replace this. First, let's test the data. Okay, here you can see that's correct. So we are getting two field, a field 1 and field 2 with some values, 3 and 1541. So that's how it was decoded. All right, let's go ahead and go to our makers fab, and here you can see we have the uplink and downlink payload decoder. So if you choose from the device repo, the payload decoder will be applied automatically. Or what you can do, you can simply fetch the payload decoder from makers. So at this point of time, we have all the data. Now let's think about visualization. How you can visualize this? So you can visualize this by going to ThinkSpeak. ThinkSpeak gives you a nice visualization for free. Just sign up for the ThinkSpeak account, and then you can divert or send all the sensor values to ThinkSpeak channel, and you can visualize it in terms of bar chart or histogram on ThinkSpeak. This is kind of application server for testing purposes. It doesn't give you a really nice dashboard like other paid services, but it's a quick check, you know. So what you can do, you can just go ahead and sign up for a ThinkSpeak account. As you can see, I'm just signing up for a personal non-commercial use and mention that. And once you sign up for the account, go ahead and click on new channel. So we are going to open up a new channel where we can receive all these data. All right, but we are not interested in ThinkSpeak. That's really for testing. We are interested in making this more commercial. So let's go to our data cake dashboard. Here you can see we have two devices. Now we are going to add another device. So this is going to be a new product from the template. ArgoSense is available. Let's find our device. ArgoSense Soil Moisture Sensor. That's the one. And then what is our network server? As you can recall, we are using TTN as our network server. All right. Now, what you can do, you can import from ThinkStack or you can put manual. We will do manual onboarding this time. ThinkStack and DataGeek are pretty integrated, so a lot of things you can do automatically. However, we are going to add the device manually, just like how we did it at TTN site. So fetch all the DevEUI and EUI information. You will need it here. You can see we have maximum 5 free endpoints. So let's go ahead and add it here. And now, right now, you can see we have integrated or added a new endpoint. However, there is no value coming in. This is a pre-built dashboard, predefined dashboard for this manufacturer. However, no data is being received. And the reason being, we have not set up the TTN integration or the network server integration. You can see the downlink is not configured. So let's go ahead and follow the setup instructions. And the best part is payload decoder is already here. So you don't have to fetch the payload decoder. It is being pulled automatically. We are back to our soil sensor. And here we are going to go ahead and add a few information, missing information. What is that? You need TTI app ID, TTI API key, and server URL. All this information comes from your TTN network. Make sure the app ID name is same as what you have in TTN side, and then bring in the app API key. So now what we are doing, we are bridging or integrating the TTN and data cake for this endpoint. And data cake has all the payload formatter to decode the information being received as LoRaWAN payload. So let's go ahead and update this so that we have the network server configured or integrated. All right. We have given a friendly name and save. And now you can see setting has been updated successfully. And now we have this green checkbox which says downlink configured. And go ahead and save this. Now, once we go to dashboard, within few minutes, we'll see all the data coming in. The fields are already identified. What fields we are decoding? We are decoding battery information, ADC information, and averaging that soil ADC, and then some sensor related information like what is RSSI is looking and all those things. So as you can see, we are getting data, and here the data is changing. The ADC's value is changing from 1500 to 1600. So ADC value is running between some range, right? It's how low and how high it can go, because ADC value typically doesn't make any sense to me because every sensor has a different range. But here you can see we have to find out a range. What is the absolute dry and what is the absolute wet, right? That is something you need to figure. And this is a 12-bit ADC sensor. And I have done quick test. That means I kept the sensor super dry and calculated that value. And then we dipped the sensor in a glass of water that is like absolute wet, and then calculated the ADC value. So that is our range. Our range is from 1179 to 1612. So this is our range. And now if you see, if minimum is 0 and maximum is 100, then we need to come up with a formula that we can read any ADC value and display it as percentage, so that we know if we have 90% moisture, that means we need to stop watering, or if it is a 10%, then we need to start watering, right? It need to be human interpreted. So we are getting a lot of other information, but mostly we are just focused on ADC here. This is good that you are getting LoRa SNR and RSSI data rate, RSSI value, and all those things. Those are the technical information. But from application perspective, you are mostly focused on ADC, and this is how we are going to interpret the ADC by determining the minimum and maximum and converting that range into percentage. With that, Let's go to our dashboard. And here you can see I have added another card here, which takes the ADC value and convert it to critical dry, warning dry, optimal, warning wet, and critical wet, right? So what we have done here, let me go ahead and show you this model card. So we have determined the data range and then converted that into moisture. So this is a new widget that I created for moisture. Data field is field moisture, and appearance and gauge. This is what you need to understand. And these are all the user input value. So anything between 0 to 25%, and whatever that converts to the ADC range is critical dry. Then we are getting drier here. The 70% between anything between 40 to 70 is the optimal condition. And then we are getting too much water here between 70 to 85. And this is like very rainy or fully wet, right? So these values are put here. And with that, we have this card. And that card, what it's doing, it's just taking this range between 1200 to 1600 and telling me what is my percentage. So we are taking this raw value and making it something useful here. And you can also have the averaging of the soil ADC. So based on how many times you water or how the season looks like, you will see what is the average percentage versus what is this point in time percentage. And you can see the battery is very important because we are running this with AAA batteries, and LoRaWAN sensors are meant to last long, but still after a few years you will see that you need to replace the battery. And if you can get that information on our dashboard, that is really useful because you can write some rules that, okay, if our moisture is getting very low or high, send me alert. But at the same time, you can monitor the sensor itself by monitoring the battery, and say after a few years, if the battery goes below certain threshold, you can get an alert and you can replace the batteries. So this is all I wanted to show you for this simple sensor onboarding. Looks pretty straightforward. You just have to put a little bit thinking to make use of the raw data and present it as a use case. We'll be onboarding a lot of sensors in next few days, so stay tuned and do like, subscribe, share, and tell me how you like this video. Thank you.